Hi, thanks for tuning in here today. Today we're going to be doing a nice little fun painting. I hope you guys can follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need in the same order I have them on my palette. And while they're doing that, let me tell you what I got up here on my easel. I have my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white onto my canvas. Rather than that, it's like it's ready to go. Now, this time I put it vertically, or as some of you might know it as, portrait mode. So let's just go ahead. I'm not going to waste any time today. We're going to go take my 1-inch brush through a little bit of phthalo blue. And just dance in a few little sky color. Just let loose, really. That's the best thing I could tell you guys right now. Let loose. People always think tense, very thought out strokes are the best. Not all the time, especially not for landscapes. We're gonna go into some phthalo blue, little touch of crimson, and I just want some darker color down here. We're gonna have some water. There we are. Mix it up on your brush. You can go up and down if you so please. The point is just get the color onto the canvas, and I think that looks good. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's go into some titanium white, and with all those light areas, just fill them in. Feel free to fill them in or leave them blank. All up to you. I'm choosing to fill them in. Make it look more like if it was done on purpose, which it was. So, just a few little clouds up in there. We'll use the same brush, what the heck. Just go in circles. Go in circles. And then lift up. And go across. Just like that. You have yourself a nice little simple sky. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to grab our palette knife today. Let's go into a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Let's have a nice mountain up here. We're gonna go somewhere like that. Maybe it drops. Maybe it drops here. Has a nice little edge to it. And just like so. Have fun, enjoy this process. Let me step back. I'm gonna add a little bit of ivory black to our brown. Let's go ahead, let's have a big mountain right there. Okay. And then right here we'll have another peak. I like to just do that. Now we'll grab, I have this dirty 2-inch brush I've been using for the last couple videos. This brush has been with paint for like 3 days already. 2-3 days. I'm surprised it hasn't dried up on me. There. Just wiggle in that paint. There. We only care about that top edge. That's all we care about. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Let's grab a fan brush, a little bit of brown, a little bit of white. And shoot, what the heck, a little touch of red. Let's come up here. That's still too dark. Let's add more white. There. I'm assuming the light's coming over here through my right side. So maybe just a little there. Okay. There we are. Just pull down a bit. We'll grab a little bit of brown, a little bit of black. We'll add in nice little shadowy area, semi-shadow. I like to call those semi-shadows. And we'll go ahead and do that. No more white. And wherever the light would kiss it, not putting much focus into that. Okay. Now, all I'm gonna do is blend it a bit. And let's go ahead, let's add ourselves a few little shadows on the other side over here. There we are. Just a few little indications. Okay, there we are. Shoom. That simple. Now, let's go ahead. We'll grab a little bit of blue onto our 2-inch. And we'll add a little bit of black just to kind of darken and dull it down. And we'll just add in a nice little bit of grass. There we are. There. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Now, let me go ahead. We'll grab a little bit of black, a little bit of brown, just to kind of gray brownish color. And we'll go ahead and just tap. Most of the grass was for nothing. Now I'm looking at it. We'll pull some reflections into there. And we'll pull little things up there. That way it looks like, how you call it? It looks like a lot of trees and all that growing up in there. We're gonna add a little bit of grass, just a little bit. And maybe a little over here as well. There. Okay, a bit of yellow, cadmium yellow, and just boom. Just nice and gentle, nice and soft. Let it blend, let it do all the work for you. There we are. And we can reflect a little bit of that down into our water. Just pull across. There. Okay, let's go ahead. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna go into a little bit of black onto our fan brush. Just load it up crazy. And we're gonna go ahead and maybe we'll just have ourselves a lot of trees. I've been doing this a lot this season, where the trees leads the viewer's eyes into the painting. Remember, it gets taller the farther you work out. That's another reason why we left that area empty, because I knew I was gonna try to cover it up. Like, probably saying, well, you left some spots undone. That's all right. We'll fix it. There's no such thing as permanent mistake. It's only the ones you let. There. Just like so. The brush does all the work for you, really. All you have to do is guide it. Okay, we're gonna fix up our grassy area. There. Okay, a little bit on this other side. There. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's have some fun. A little bit of ivory black on our fan brush, and maybe we gotta cover up that over here is empty. Don't tell anyone. This is the lazy way. And we'll just dance in a few little trees. There. There we are. Load it up and just fire away. There. You know what? We need more trees. Okay, maybe one over here lives this big, this far out. Just gotta commit a little bit. There. Maybe. There we are. There. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's highlight those. With that same dirty brush, we'll go ahead and go into cadmium yellow. And just load up our brush full with color and just act like you're tracing it. Just like so. And if your paint's not sticking onto the canvas, you can add a little bit of liquid white onto it. There we are. Okay, let's add some over here. I want the middle one to be the one at front, so what I'm going to do is do that one at last. That way it stands out. You work your way from the back to the front. There. Add a little more cadmium yellow, just a little bit. Well, for me it just blends in kind of, which that's alright too. Okay, let's go ahead. A bit of black. You know what? You're probably saying, you lost it now. Maybe I did. It's good to embrace it. There. Okay, a little highlight. There we are. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's simple. And you can tap a little bit just to get that going. And just like that. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's go into our fan brush. A bit of white. I just want a few little indications, maybe some active water. There. And you know what? Let's make it fun. Shoo. There. There we are. Just a few little things going on up in there. Now, we're gonna go into a little bit of black, a little bit of brown. We're gonna go ahead and just add in a few little rocks. There. Just add as many or as little as you want. I'm gonna add a little indication of some dirt, just in case you see through it. Maybe. That's a big rock. Okay. A little bit of black, a little bit of brown. Maybe. Shoom. Just let it be what it wants to be. Don't force it. You know what? Shoom. And you know what? Maybe this turns into a little bit of like a strip of land. Maybe just there. There we are. We're going to be adding a lot of rocks. But first, what I want to do is I want to block in the base color for a little bit of grass. That way, wherever you don't see rocks, you see grass. And wherever you don't see grass, you see rocks. There. This makes it much easier rather than having to reload. Not easier, just quicker. Okay, a little bit of grassy color. There. Something that is just growing out in there. A little bit here, a little bit there. I'm not putting much detail to it because I know most of it's gonna be covered up, and I don't wanna disappoint myself with just all the details and last minute, okay, cover it up with rocks. So I highly suggest, if you're painting and you know you're gonna add something, just don't give it your best in that section you know you're gonna cover, unless you really want to practice. There. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm just basically tapping it just so it looks like layers, just in case you do see it. That way it doesn't look flat. But if it were up to me, I'd probably just do crisscross and that's it. That's if it was up to me. Which it is, but there you gotta hold yourself accountable to a point, to a certain point, you know? So let's just go ahead and rock right here. Maybe there lives one right there. Shoot, what the heck, maybe? Maybe one lives right there. And maybe, shoot. Okay. You can always change and make it look different. Doesn't have to. The way you think about it in a minute. So what I'm trying to say is, if you think about, oh, I'm gonna do all rocks 1 minute, and the next minute you're like, oh no, I want to do this. Just because you said, oh, I'm gonna do rocks, doesn't mean you have to stick with it. So that's why I'm leaving room, just in case I change my mind. That's happened many times to me before, where I'm like, oh, no, I want to do this instead. So I think it's always good to leave a little bit of room, just in case. So let's go ahead and we'll grab a little bit of brown, a little bit of white, and we'll just block in a few little highlights. There we are. Boom. Pretty simple, and if you get the hang of it, you can do it pretty quickly. If you know, oh, don't stress too much over it, just block it in. You can knock these out pretty quickly, unless you're trying to get as much detail in as possible. That's a whole different story, but if you're just saying, screw it, just the basic, and you get a feel for it, you can do these pretty quickly, and they look pretty decent. I don't say good because I don't want to discourage you guys from trying. I do it like this because obviously we can't be doing videos 10 hours, or we can't be doing videos 5 hours, or whatever that number is. So one day, maybe one day, I can host a class in person, and we can do 3-4 hours, more details, more of that cool stuff. But as of now, especially because of space on my camera and all that, I limit myself to 30 minutes. Because if not, if I let myself go more, then I run out of space. And instead of you guys getting 10 videos, you guys will get only like 2 videos. There we are. Okay, grab some white with that fan brush we were using earlier. There we are. Just these old little ripple effects will make it look interesting. You know what? Let's go ahead. We'll grab a little bit of black, a little bit of brown, and we'll go. This is what I'm saying. Leave some space in case you change your mind a minute later. If I would have covered everything up, it would have hurt me more to do this. And I would have thought about it twice. I like being able to say screw it. Okay? We'll grab some black. had a little bit of green in it. Not green, cadmium yellow. That's why it turned green. That's alright. That's alright. Because look, even our highlights still look like highlights because the one underneath is a very, very dark green. There we are. We're going to a little bit of highlight color. Go lighter. That way it could stand out. Shoot some little details here and there. And also we'll grab a little bit of black, a bit of brown for our shadows. This is me painting more loosely too, so if it doesn't look too realistic, it's because I'm trying to do a more looser approach. Okay. And a few little grassy areas right there. There. And I think with that, I'm satisfied with it. So I really hope you enjoy this painting. Try this painting out. If you do, send me a photo. I would love to see what you create. I like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.